the other question they always asked again was Jermaine Jackson. You had a Jackson.
Jermaine Jackson.
Yeah, what
Great
happened?
album. Great album. There's a couple of songs on there. One song in particular called "Don't You Deserve Someone." Oh my God, look it up. He kills it. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. You know, my favorite song on the album. Just didn't happen.
Wow, that's
Didn't
amazing.
happen. And I loved working with him. He was so much fun. He was funny. I go pick him up at his house. He's renting this house in Buckhead, and I go pick him up, bring him to the studio, take him home. And that dude was funny. I used to tell Michael, I'll kick your ass, you little mother. He was so funny. Jermaine was so funny. That dude would keep us in stitches. All the old. And I went to Los Angeles, and he took me. I went to Havenhurst, the house, and I went in and I met the mom, met Catherine. He introduced me to Catherine, and he showed me all the stuff. You know, all the stuff Michael had done. They have it in like you're in a jewelry store. You know, all the awards and Grammys are all in these big cases and off the living room. That couch right there is where I quit. I sat right there on that couch and I told my father, I quit. That's the spot right there. I was like, that's cool, man. He's a great guy. Funny guy. He's funny. Jermaine, talented.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of old Motown stories, and took me around, showed me everybody's bedroom, Michael's room, and everybody's room where they slept at Havenhurst. And funny guy, talented too, though. You know, he had really good success as a solo artist.
Yeah,
you know, he had some really good songs.
We were
really,
surprised
he, really
he didn't do well. Then now people asked, was he upset when you guys went to work with Michael on the Dangerous album, and then because he was signed to you guys?
Remember. No, I don't remember him being upset. I don't remember that. I don't think he was.
Okay.
Per se. Kenny would know. Kenny's memory is always better than mine. I don't think he was upset. I think Michael called Kenny in LA because we were working with Jermaine. That's what I think. That was just my own. But I was excited to go and work with Michael, so I didn't care. I was like, Michael Jackson, oh my God, hell yeah. You know, so, but I think there was that little camaraderie, because Michael was, he's manipulative. He uses his power, uses his power. He's the only person who wouldn't come to Atlanta. Everybody else would come to Atlanta, but he wouldn't come to Atlanta. So we went out there for 2 weeks. That was it. We gave him 2 weeks. And it'll be in the book. It's a hell of a story. One of the chapters will say Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Yo, man, you have to come up there.
It is a good story. And I'll tell you just a quick, when we met him, he came in and we were talking. Which two guys are from Indiana? You two guys are from Indiana. I can tell you a sense of humor. You and you are from Indiana. I said, yep, from Indiana, just like you.
Yeah.
Funny guy. It's quite the experience. I will not give that away because it's a hell of a story.
I mean, growing up in Gary, Indiana, being from from the same place, were they always? Did he seem far? Did they seem big?
Well, see, the thing about Gary, Indiana, it was north. It was just that far from Chicago. We lived in Indianapolis, which was probably, 2 hours away. So it wasn't even the same city. It was just the same state. But Gary was up north where the steel mills were, right at Chicago. So it was Indiana, but it wasn't in Indianapolis where Kenny and I grew up.
Okay.
So it's just that we were all from Indiana, from the Midwest. Still Midwest though, still relative. Yeah. It's the Midwest, but I was glad I got the opportunity. It didn't turn out as well as I thought it would. It was great to be in the room with him, to talk to him, to work with him, to be around him, even though there were some challenging days that I'll talk about in the book. But I was grateful for the opportunity to get to go to work, to work with him, along with, of course, it was Kenny in LA with the producers. I was there as a writer.
Yeah.
So I was on the couch.
Yeah.
But I talked a couple of times with him. So it I'm glad that I did it. To get to meet him. Never thought I would even be in the same room. So
yeah,
it was cool. And then the song that we did that he didn't use,
a slave to the rhythm.
when he passed away and Sony was putting this album together, they did use the song. So that was kind of cool. You know? Yeah, it was an okay song. Like when Michael Jackson called, it was like, hey, Michael Jackson called. He wants us to come to LA for 2 weeks. He said, we're going to take you with us. We got to come up with something for blah, blah, blah. That probably felt like pressure because it was Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? It was like, I couldn't even believe I was going anyway. And so we went there and we were working on song after song. And I forget how many songs we had written. And Michael liked one song out of all the songs that we had written in, say 10 days or so. And I did feel a pressure because it was like Teddy Riley was working on the album.
Okay.
And I don't think Rodney was working at that time.
No.
But that did feel like a little pressure. And then, we came away from it and it wasn't really successful. It didn't really work out, so that's probably the only time I felt pressure, because I felt pressure for them, you know what I mean? Because it was such a big project. And, but other than that, I just tried to be supportive and I had to contribute. I got to come up with something. I can't just sit there and like, let them do it. I got to contribute to what they're doing. And I always felt like I did in some form or fashion,
What did you guys learn from that Michael Jackson experience?
I don't know. It was just a strange experience. It was like I went into it thinking this is going to be one of the greatest moments of my life. And it was, as far as meeting Michael and being in the studio. But the outcome, because he didn't use the song, was like failure to me. So that was I was really disappointed, because people were like, oh, I thought you worked with Michael Jackson. The album came out and our song wasn't on it. And ironically, years later, there's something over there. You can't see it. But posthumously, he did an album on Sony. They put out songs that he had recorded but didn't use. So they ended up using our song. And so I ended up, the song was on an album, but it wasn't still like what I had hoped it would be.
Yeah, but I was wondering if that disappointment did it put fire inside of you guys? The disappointment of that outcome, because
I don't know.
Soon after that,
we always had fire. We always had stuff going. I think we left that session the last day, and we were working with Toni Braxton on Toni's first album. So we were excited about the songs we had for Toni. We had Breathe Again, Another Sad Love Song, You Mean the World to Me. We just said, okay, it didn't work out, and we quickly changed gears. Okay, now we're going to focus on our artist, on Toni. And we went right to work. Literally, we went from Larrabee North right to where we were working on Sunset. I can't remember the name of the studio. And Toni was there, and we worked on her first album and kept going, So it was just something that it just kind of didn't work out.
Yeah.
At the time. But we had so many projects and so much work. We didn't have time to sit around and think about it. It was like, okay, what do we got next? Yeah. Oh, Toni's around here at Suma. That was the studio, Suma, on Sunset. And we went in there and started working on, like I said, Breathe Again, Another Sad Love Song, and just kept rolling and didn't think about it, So that's kind of how it worked out.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
Somewhere in between.
For even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No. Okay.
They don't understand what Jonas' boys are winning all spirits.
Play it.